Maronnero Carmen, aiutici tu.
And benvenuti, fellas and bellas all over the world. Welcome to another episode of the Napoli Rant. I am Raff Biz, joined by my co-host,
What is up, Raff Bizzarro? Come stai oggi?
Tutto posto, como sempre, Raff. Welcome to you and welcome to all of our listeners. Let's get this rant on the road as Napoli defeats Sassuolo at the McFratm 2-0 for the season opener. What an exciting game it was. Oh boy, I mean, just super happy to have Napoli back in town, Rafa. How did it feel, man, watching that first game?
I'll tell you what, it felt amazing. The anticipation for the game was outrageous. I mean, I'd spent all morning traveling back from vacation with the kids and Allie, and you know, it was one of those things where it's like, okay, guys, it's a plane ride. It's a short plane ride. As soon as we land, we go home and we put the game on because we got home right on time for the game.
Sure, I'm sure you were.
And yeah, we were all very excited about it. We were all kind of talking about it in the car ride back from the airport, and it was something that I mean, you know, you anticipate all summer for the beginning of the season, and the way we kicked it off was pretty cool. I'm very happy with how we kicked it off. We looked very good.
I mean, what's better than a victory, your first game of the season, back from a Scudetto winning season, goals by McTominay, goals by De Bruyne, our new signings. I mean, lots to talk about here today. We're going to do it. We took some questions from people in the Napoli Discord, as well as the Napoli Rant Discord, rather, as well as X, formerly known as Twitter. And we'll share those with you today. We'll have some thoughts about the game. We get to pick a beast of the match. The beast is back, baby.
And we'll recap our prediction game as well.
Oh yeah, because I think we scored some points here off it, didn't we?
You and I did pretty well. But let's get in. It's a lot of fun.
Let's get into it. Let's kick off the episode once again, folks. Don't forget to support the new project that's going on, cncusa.org. It's the website we created. Mission is to help connect clubs all throughout either the United States and international. It is open to everybody. We have the website that I just mentioned. We go on there. The club calendar is there for the meets. It's great because the response I've been having lately, connecting fans to clubs that they didn't even know existed. Yep. There's the new people who want to start, who have ambitions to start clubs in different cities. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the ball rolling. A little bit of support, whether you share, whether you subscribe to us, if you want to write an article for our blog, any of that would be awesome. And watch this thing grow, and we can grow together. So please don't forget to check us out, cncusa.org. Let's make it happen. It's there for you. Number one. Number two, shout out to Calcio Napoli Club Long Island. We had our first little meet out in Sala Restaurant in Astoria. Small, humble group. We got to meet Matt from the Napoli Discord. Antonio was there. A local friend of mine, Julian, was there. And it was a few of us. And we watched the game. It was awesome. The space is great. It's huge. We're going to try to do a couple more and find some other sites as well. But look out for that group. Totally standing behind them, as well as all the other groups throughout New York and the tri-state. You know who you are. And I believe there's one more, Rafa, because you showed me this beautiful thing on your phone, Rafa.
Yeah, and I'm going
to shout the guy out.
Absolutely. I'm going to post this to our X, but obviously going to tag the creator of this. So I came across an account called 24 Designs. He's a Roma fan. He's an artist. He makes drawings. He does renderings. And he had just recently put out a tweet with Roma kit, like, phone outfits, like basically, screensavers or backgrounds or what have you. And there are the exact like replica of the kit. Again, I'll show you these on our X. but I had posted pretty dope. You got Napoli ones, not knowing he was a Roma, an all Roma account. But he says, you know what, I'll work on it. And then he DMs us with the actual background, the Napoli kit background that he made. He did the home one. He said he's going to do the away in the third pretty soon. But I told him I would shout him out on the show, and I'll shout him out on X. His name is 24 Designs on X, and his handle is, and I just had it, it's at Venti24 Designs. So check him out, especially if you're a fan and you want him to maybe make something up for you, a drawing, a rendering, or of what have you. I mean, we all know Biz is the master, but this guy was pretty generous in helping us out. Even though we are Napoli fans, I know there's a little bit of a thing between Roma and Napoli fans. So want to say thank you so much to this person behind this account. And hopefully we will see the away in the third, which I'm waiting on the third. The third one's going right on.
It's going to be fly. It's going to be fly.
Oh, yeah.
Check it out, guys. Show your support your local artists. But let's get into this game, Rafa. Again, we start off the season high and mighty here. We come back. I think it was a big statement for the team. First thoughts, first feelings on our play that day.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the first half, how we controlled it, how the midfield was pretty much on it. Rahmani was a general back there.
Ooh, amazing.
Not a lot of trouble for Mede, although he did scare us a couple times back there. I know there were some hearts and throats. I know it. But at the end of the day, I think Napoli played really well. The build up to the attack was great. There were a few instances where I believe Rahmani actually had a brilliant pass by De Bruyne in the first half and just missed. Mm-hmm. De Bruyne actually had a shot that in the first minute could have scored in his first touch. We hit the post once or twice. I know McTominay hit the post after. Yep.
Politano got a post, right? Got a hashtag link to Napoli.
Legna Napoli is in effect, bro. What's that? 2 now, right?
It's 2. First game.
Okay. 2 in the first game. We'll keep track.
Yeah.
So Legna Napoli is in full effect, but the goal, the McTominay goal from Politano, just brilliant cross in from the right. No work to do, right to McTominay's head. McTominay didn't have to jump for it. Like, it was one of those things. Just give me, just. It was like the ball was a magnet. To his head.
Yeah.
Right. And just placed it so well. I was very impressed with the goal. I was particularly happy that McTominay got the first goal of the season, especially since after bagging the Scudetto winner last season. And it's funny because we were watching the game and Ali was like, didn't he score the last goal in the last season and the first goal? And I was like, yeah, he did. Oh, no, wait. It was Lukaku, because I forgot about Lukaku's brilliant goal last year. But he did get the Scudetto winner. So I think it's something to say. Plus the iconic pose that he did afterwards. I know you know what I'm talking about. The one where he gets up on the board and puts his arms out the way Lavezzi did in Liverpool in the Champions, in the Europa League, whatever that was. I think it was the Europa League. It just brought me back to that, and it's a pretty iconic photo at this point, already. And that's how we ended the first half, and the second half, more of the same, man. The free kick by De Bruyne that touches nobody and goes right in. It just
curls. I mean,
the way it curled, yeah, I know.
Like the ghost of Maradona was the end of that one as well, man. It just curved right into the net. Crazy. And then, the sending off by the Sassuolo player, I forgot who it was off the top of my head, but, just it was, what's his name? Antonio Vergara getting his first. Yeah, getting some minutes.
Serie A appearance, a fellow Napolitan that wears the number 26 in the back, which I like a lot. Mm-hmm. I would consider getting a Vergara 26 kit just for that.
Nice, just for that.
And a Neapolitan wearing number 26 on Napoli. I mean, think
deal.
about that, right?
Think about it.
The correlation between 1926.
Yeah.
So it was a very feel good game. in my opinion. And I'm also really happy with Conte's tinkering of the lineup. I mean, once again, we're seeing more versatility from this guy where we've never seen before. I mean, at least I can't come up with a time where we've seen Conte use how many. This is like the fourth or fifth formation that he's been using, that he uses at Napoli now. And he's known as 3-5-2 guy. And you know what? 4-1-4-1. I mean, last week when we did our predictions, Ralph, we were arguing if it's going to be, you know, Anguissa or De Bruyne starting.
Right.
And we had the answer right in our face. It was right there.
Right. Both of them starting.
Not only did they both start, and then you got McTominay on the left of a 4-man. Like, I mean, and then at times it seemed to me that Lobotka and De Bruyne were the double pivot. Yeah. You know, in the situation, like they would when they had the ball. It just was De Bruyne was everywhere. Anguissa was a monster. I don't know. I
all looked really good. It all looked really good.
It all looked really good. We come away with the victory. We come away with the shutout victory. Meret was the one who got the start, not Milinkovic-Savic. So there's a boost for Meret right there. Yeah.
We predicted that, though, I think.
We did. And yeah, I mean, it looks to me like Conte is almost ready to get this going. Let's not forget what happened last season where we lost the first game and won the Scudetto. But also when we won the Scudetto, we won the first two games. Mm-hmm. And then what happened there? Now, obviously, we had to, look at the coach, comparison there. There's no comparison. We have Conte. We had Rudy Garcia. But still, let's, everybody else is playing. We still have games to go today. It's Monday. And it's the very beginning of the season. So let's be excited, but also let's stay grounded at the same time. Because we've got it's a long season.
It's a long season. It's a long season. There's plenty to go. I think to backtrack a little bit, Rafa, when McTominay scored, stood up and addressed the fans. Number one, I think there was more Napoli fans in that stadium than actual Sassuolo fans. I mean, that was incredible to see. Yeah. Like they supported. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed, did you see I'm going to call him the Napoli Poncho Man in the crowd? Did you see that?
Maybe. I don't remember.
Well, I'm going to tell you where to find him.
Okay.
If you rewatch the game and go to the first water break or heat break or whatever.
Okay, the cooling break. Yeah.
All right, a cooling break around the 25th minute. They're going to show a couple shots shortly after of people in the crowd after that 25th minute. At that point, start watching and look at the crowd, and you're going to see this dude. He's in like a light blue poncho with like the horn all over the place and a big like light blue sombrero. I mean, this was the coolest thing from a fan that I've ever seen, man. I want to meet that guy. But
that's awesome.
That's but it just goes to show the amount of support they're getting now, even in other team stadiums. So that was great to see. And I'm sure they felt it because we nearly dominated that game for the most part. The other thing was, I mean, the McTominay goal, like you said, he ends the season, wins the Scudetto with a goal, and now opens the season with the goal from a beautiful cross from no other than Matteo Politano. Once again, those two linking up and able to produce a goal. I think we're going to see a lot of that. And I know Politano, he gets so much slack is the word?
Yeah.
Sometimes
he catches a lot. He catches a lot of slack.
A lot. But he sacrifices so much to help the rest of the team do well that I think he goes as an unsung hero for most of the time. And he's not the flashy goal-producing winger that some people know of. He's different. But what he does is a major contribution to help the team succeed. And to be honest, when you look at the game, even as a whole, we saw Noah Lang coming in the second half. Really, the only external factor that we had for most of that game was Matteo Politano. That's really all we saw on the wings, because the way Conte set this up, a lot of the attack came from the middle of the field. And now I don't think we were completely wrong, Rafa, as far as the 3-5-2, because in the defensive phase, we seem to fall back onto that formation. And I think part of it was to keep Luka and De Bruyne as two forwards up front. This way, Kevin De Bruyne didn't have to track all the way back.
He did, though, a little bit.
He did.
He did a little bit in the first half. Yeah.
He did. But I think having him stay up front with Luka, he's going to give a hard time to Sassuolo's defense, because you have Kevin De Bruyne sitting in the field waiting to create a play if he gets the ball. And then we stack the midfield to help the defense. So it was something that we called, Rafa, and we're going to get into some of these questions that we had that kind of address this. But it just seems as if most of our attack now, it's going to come from the middle. We were scared about Lukaku with his injury. There's some thoughts and criticisms about Luka out there. But I think this team right now is set up for the goals, not necessarily to come off from the number 9, but really to come from the middle of the field, Rafa. I think that is what we're going for right now. And considering all of our signings, kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
It does. It makes sense. And when you have a guy like Politano that's playing so well on the wing, the one or two instances that you do swing the ball out to the corner, you're in good hands with a cross. Politano will rarely bring in a bad cross. There's also a lot of something I noticed while you're right about playing in the middle. I also see a lot of playing out to the right, and not necessarily to Politano. I saw some instances where you had Anguissa out that way.
Yeah.
On the right-hand side, trying to bring balls in, and Politano playing a little more centrally as well. So I don't know if that's some like a coverage thing, or if they're trying something with Anguissa going out wide as well. Didn't see a lot of play from the left, but that I can remember anyway. But there's a lot of McTominay cutting in, starting on that left side, cutting in.
Right.
And a lot of interchanging going on. So I'm just, it's such a different, put it this way, Napoli have forever been that 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1,
right.
Team that Sarri used to play, and, Ancelotti came in and took over, and Gattuso tried to do, and Spalletti would do. But now to see the different style that Napoli have, they've kind of broken away from that sort of play to more tactical, like more technical, less free-flowing, fancy schmancy football, and more like point-made football. Like
right.
Direct, more of a. It's more of a direct style of play, but using different formations we've never seen.
Right.
Which only Conte, in my opinion, can pull off. Now we're going into the Champions League. It's Conte has admitted this. It's one of the first times he's got a Champions League where he's going in and he's got the players that he asked for, that he wanted.
Yeah.
This is we're looking at an unprecedented time in the managerial career of Conte and in the approach of Napoli, where Conte is going into a European season fully prepared, right? And could be even more prepared come the end of the Mercato, where he's finally using different formations and has the players to fill those spots.
Right.
So I bring up again, do we have the ability now to compete in both fronts, where Conte is trying to rid of himself of the stigma of you know, oh, he can only do it in one competition, or oh, good luck, you know, with Conte year 2, or oh, good luck with, you know what I mean? What are we looking at here? Well, are we looking at something that we're watching it unfold on the pitch as we, you know, we go into the first game of the season with a totally different formation and convincingly win against Sassuolo on the road. You know, it's a whole new formation. It's a whole new approach. So we're seeing so many different things unfold in front of us in real time. And I'm just, that excites me,
right?
Even, you know,
it's almost as if now, again, like when you look at what we have with the striker situation, but you also look at what we have with the midfield, we have a number of players that can kind of like bombard the box, wait for crosses and passes to take shots. With Kevin De Bruyne at kind of like the edge of the box for any rebound, any loose balls that may come, who could take a shot, who can set up.
Or find a quick pass. Did you see that quick pass he sent to Rahmani?
Yes.
It was like seamless, effortless, but so fast.
Right.
Like,
we're going to see a lot of that.
Out of nowhere almost.
We're going to see a lot of that, Rafa. I think that's going to be his main role, his main objective is to do things like that. Then you have Lobotka, who kind of stands in between the defenders in a sense and acts as that quarterback. Right. But then you have Kevin De Bruyne, who's almost like another quarterback in front of him.
It's like you got two quarterbacks on both sides of the field.
Then. On both sides of the field. It's incredible. And Guisa loading the box. McTominay loading the box. Now you got a big 6'7" attacker in Luca loading the box. You have Politano, who's ready to delivering crosses. You have Oliveira, who takes his chances to even attack and move forward. You know, he favors running in as opposed to crossing, maybe like Spinazzola, or even when, you know, we had Mario Review and Mario Rui. Only if we had Mario Lemieux on this team, then we would be completely set. But yeah, it's you're gonna see Kevin De Bruyne poaching at the outside of the box, and you're gonna see these tall, tough players bombarding the goalie, waiting for passes, and these where the majority of our goals are gonna come from this year. I have a feeling, and
okay,
I mean, I'm still curious as to what Noah Lang is going to contribute as he gets more playing time. I'm curious to see if we buy another striker, what they, you know, whether it be Højlund or somebody else, where they're going to be able to contribute. But for now, I'm pretty confident that our strategy is to like overload that midfield and try to develop our chances, you know, going through Lobotka and Kevin De Bruyne and what have you. And we're already starting to see it. Game one.
You imagine adding Elmas to this midfield?
Boy, man, that's gonna be. I think Elmas, though, he's gonna be. He'll get some regular minutes, but I think the good part about this signing is something that we've always talked about on the show. Defending Elmas was his ability to pretty much play anywhere. I think that's what makes him a good pickup. I don't think I love the guy. He's one of my favorite players. I don't think he's superstar quality. I just think he is a team player who could help and assist in any way possible. He's he's a Swiss Army knife. He's the utility player. He's whatever else you want to call him. But if we need somebody on the left, he goes to the left. We need somebody on the right, he goes to the right. We need somebody to help on defense, helps on defense. We need somebody in the middle. We need a striker. Anything. He goes in all those places. So I think he can almost replace a whole nother signing if he comes in. And I think if they go that route, that plus another striker, I think that's it. I think that's the end of our mercato with those two. But we'll see.
Juan Lu.
Yeah, he's I forgot about him. He's almost, but until everything's all confirmed and the ink is on the paper, I don't. Well,
speaking of ink on paper, I mean, I'm pretty confident Højlund's going to get done pretty soon. There was an agreement. Calcio Napoli 24 reported that there was an agreement between Højlund and Napoli for the terms of his personal deal. Højlund wants more of a sure thing for the future,
Sure.
and Napoli were a little bit hesitant to go about that way. But I think they've come up with an agreement, which is it could be a $45 million deal or euro deal when it's over. And I'm not opposed to this move whatsoever. I think Højlund alone would help this team out tremendously. I think Elmas and Wanlu coming in would just solidify the 10 out of 10 Mercato. I think it's already a 9.5 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
Mercato, only because the perfect Mercato would be if we got any one of the next three players the last three players we were talking about. I think adding. I honestly really do think. Okay, let me rephrase that. It would have to be Højlund and either Wanlu or Elmas. For me, would make it a 10 out of 10. But I think Højlund coming in would make it a 10. If not Højlund, anyone else with them is a 9.5 out of 10, which is tremendous.
Which is still beyond acceptable.
Tremendous. Anything we could ask for. Honestly, we've built a second squad. We forgot about Juan Jesus starting in the back and how great he did.
Yeah. I told you he was going to start, right? I was like,
yeah, dude, you did. No, you convinced me. I went with you.
I was convinced that Conte wanted something solidified and short. Conte is going to rely on his defense. He's going to make sure that is solid. He can experiment up front all he wants, but his defense has to be on point. So I think that's why I call with the absence of Buongiorno. There was without a doubt he had to be confident in who he was going to put in that position. And Juan and Jesus, like him or not, I know we give him shit here sometimes. He was a sure thing, and Conte trusted him. But before we get into the questions, guys, I think we need to do our first beast of the match.
Yes, let's go
for Napoli Sassuolo, guys. I mean, this was relatively easy, I'm gonna say, and the votes along the Napoli Discord were pretty unanimous. I'm sure even by the tone of my voice right now, you're gonna be able to guess it. But we're at the Napoli rant, and we gotta do what we gotta do here. We gotta do what we do and award this beast, Rafa. So
let's go.
We're ready to go. E per Napoli, la bestia della gara con il numero 8, Scott McTominay.
McFratm. Beast of the match is McFratm.
I mean, guys, pretty easy selection. I mean, here's a player, like we said before, wins us the Scudetto practically on his back with the game-winning goal, and then comes and opens up the season. And I think somebody, I forgot,
like an MVP does, like an MVP does, bro. He came out and scored the first goal of Serie A. It wasn't even the first Napoli goal. It was the first goal of the Serie A season. And as MVP, as league MVP, why wouldn't you want it any other way? You can't have it any other way. McTominay was just outstanding in every facet of the pitch yesterday.
Yeah, his energy, his enthusiasm, he had a couple shots on goal. One, he almost had a second goal, hitting the crossbar. His ability to track back, his toughness, even on defense. What he did in the midfield to help release some of our strikers sometimes, you couldn't help but notice him. And that's usually the person who's going to win beast on the show here, Rafa. And
yeah,
man, and to see him link up again with Politano, I mean, and what he did afterwards, and
he exudes confidence. I feel like the last season gave him so much. The move to Napoli gave him so much confidence.
Yeah,
that it shows so well on the pitch and in his attitude and in his game and in his determination and desire. It's to me is like you said, it was unmissable, right?
Right.
Unmissable. You can't not see what he does. And you're right. The Beast is all about that. Yeah. Player of the match, sure. You know what I mean? We could look at other areas if we wanted to shout out Oliveira, maybe if we wanted to shout out
was a
Rahmani.
call. Rahmani was
a
pretty much got second place in Beast
second place call. Yep.
Game, yeah.
Anguissa was fantastic. Politano, but sometimes it's just undeniable where the Beast and the player of the match is the same person.
Right.
You know?
It could happen. We try not to do it, but sometimes it is what it is, and he gets all of that. So shout out to Scott McTominay, the first Beast of the match here on the Napoli Rant for the 25-26 season. And big shout out to Rahmani for winning second. Let me say this, guys. Amir Rahmani will be one of the starting center backs for this team. Get it right, okay? He ain't going anywhere. He ain't going anywhere. He's not going anywhere.
I could see it, Rahmani ending up being a shout for defender of the season.
I hope he wins it, because if he stays continues like this, he deserves it. He deserves
I think he deserves a look at that. I mean, this is a very early call. I mean, we're in game 1, but even last year, I think he should have gotten some sort of credibility. Like, he only missed like 13 minutes last season.
Something, man.
That's insane.
He was an Iron Man. That's insane. That field
and he was an Iron Man on the best defense in Europe. So how does that not get taken a look at? I understand Bastoni won it last year, fine, but like, I don't know, man. Rahmani, and it's funny because our buddy Patrick Kendrick, he quoted you. I'm sure he heard it from somewhere else. I'm not trying to diss Patrick's. He said what you put it this way. I'm not trying to say he copied you or listened to you. Right. What I'm saying is he said what you have been saying for the past few months, is that throughout all of the defenders, throughout all of the time here, the one constant in that defense has been Rahmani. He mentioned that in the game. And right away I was like, oh, Biz been saying that for months. You know what I mean? So shout out to Patrick Kendrick for knowing, what we know.
I mentioned that on that line on this show, and it was because I'm like, hey, listen, even here you go. Here's one of the main commentators of Serie A. He said it too, and he's watching them game by game. So the proof is undeniable, and there it is. So let's get into a few questions, Raff, to wrap up the show. Was this 0-2? Tony Falco from the Napoli Rant Discord asks us, was this 0-2 win an early statement that put the league on notice, or something that was expected and should have happened anyway?
I want to say a mixture of both, right? Tony, what? So let's look. Okay, the Serie A champions played in the home of the Serie B champions for the second time while Napoli were champions. So put it this way. In 23-24, Napoli started the season out at Frosinone. Serie A champions.
That's right.
Being hosted by the Serie B champions. We won that game 3-1. Were we expected to win that game? Yes, sure we were. We went down. We came back. What happened? We won the next game at home against Sassuolo, and then we dropped off the face of the earth. So we started off that season with 6 points. Here we are, once again, Napoli, Serie A champions, traveling to the Serie B champions, Sassuolo. Win 2-0, as expected. We both called it last week, 2-0.
Mm-hmm.
We almost got the goal scorers right.
Yeah, we almost.
And now we play against Cagliari, the team that we beat for the Scudetto at home. Another game we have to win. Another game we should win. Put it that way. Another game we should win. So, like I said before, I'm very excited about what's going on here. But yes, it should have happened. and we could be reading a little too much into it. Let's not take away Como winning 2-0 against Lazio. Let's not take away Milan losing to Cremonese 2-1. A certain team lost last season their first game of the season as well, and ended up going to win the Scudetto that didn't have to play in Europe with a new manager, and still hasn't finished their mercato, right? If Victor Boniface comes in for Milan, that's another striker to their list. That's something that could put them from maybe 6th, 5th to like 3rd, 4th, fighting for the Scudetto.
Not sure if that deal's going through though from the last report.
Well, let's look and see what happens, because there's also Vlahovic. There's time. Yeah. There's time for Milan to make their moves. The point I'm trying to say is, last season we lost to Verona, then we got Lukaku, then we got Neres, then we got McTominay, then we got Gilmore, and boom, our team was complete. Maybe their team's not complete yet. So let's see. Let's see. I don't rate them highly, but maybe. Then you got Inter playing today. Then you got Roma winning their game yesterday. Then you've got it's week 1. So the probability of us being there at the end is high, but we have got to let it ride out. Like, we have to see what else we got.
I think you just inadvertently answered Cal's question, being that Inter still has to play. By the way, it's 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Their game will start in about an hour from the end of this episode, of recording this episode. But he asks, being that Inter starts to play, how do you see everyone else's start compared to Napoli? I think Rafa just answered that question. And I couldn't agree with him more. It's a long season, and some of these teams still need to complete their markets. I always expect a lot of these smaller teams to kind of come out swinging strong. It's pretty common. So I wouldn't hold your breath or take in too many expectations as of yet. I would probably wait, especially for after we're going to have 2 games and then go into an international break. Anything can happen at that point. I'd like to see all the markets complete, the teams complete, and then kind of see where we go from there. I mean, even for Napoli, because look, now we're shopping for another striker. So
I did a 1 through 20 with the kids before the games started this week, before we left for vacation, actually. And I told them, look, this is a tentative 1 through 20, because when the Mercato's over,
that could change.
You get to look at another. Yeah, it could make or break a team. It really could. Adding just another piece Milan needs could be what drives them up from a couple of positions. Adding maybe something Atalanta. I don't know. I don't know if what they're looking at or what. I know they just signed Kristovic, but maybe adding something, maybe Napoli, adding what they add, could further make them favorites. It just is not time to, if week 1 was the time to look at everybody's performance and say, okay, this is how it's going to be, then it's a bad example to look at week 1, because look at what happened week 1 last year.
Got you. Makes sense. I have 2 other questions here, Raff, before we end. I think it could be almost like an A and B question. Napoli Club Long Island on X asks our thoughts on Luca's play, and Bobby asks from our Napoli Rant Discord, will our midfielders outscore our attack this season? And Rafa, if I can just kind of begin with something on Luca's play, because there were some people in the Discord who gave him again a little flack. Obviously, he was kind of thrusted into like being a definite starter now that Lukaku's injured, but I think overall he did okay. For the most part, Luca, I think, is doing what he's being told to do. He's trying to. I think Conte is trying to have him imitate what Lukaku does as far as his hold-up play, as far as his distribution. But one thing he did do, and it came actually during McTominay's goal was Luka and McTominay were very close to each other. Luka stepped to the middle. This guy, mind you, he's 6'7". I mean, he can accept a cross from almost anywhere. He drew both central defenders to him and opened up that little bit of space on the near side of the net where McTominay, all he had to do was just literally step into Politano's cross and guide the ball into the net. If you look a second before that happens, the central defender gets away from that space that McTominay entered and goes and covers Luka. So he is putting fear into defenders and forcing the coverage on him, and he's opening up space for everybody else. Now, this is something that happened in our Scudetto winning season as well. When we saw with Kabata and Osimhen, where they were kind of going back and forth on drawing defenders in and leaving space for everybody else. I think Luka already did that this past game, and I think he's going to continue to do it. And as he feels more comfortable, and as there's more crosses coming in, you're going to see him starting to get his goals. And once that confidence is there, I think we'll see a lot from him. So I wouldn't read into too much about what happened his first game, because if you're going to crucify him in the first 90 minutes of his career in Napoli, I mean, you're selling him short. And I don't think it's fair. I think you just got to give some of these people on his team time. They're not like De Bruyne. Listen, Conte said it in his interview. A guy like De Bruyne, he's ready to go. Like this guy, he's ready. He doesn't need to do much more. I mean, he got acclimated to the league and to the team, fine. But we all know what he's capable of. Luka is still kind of growing into his own cleats there. So give him a moment. Let him get used to it. And I think we're going to start seeing, because once he gets that first goal, I think that's going to do something for his confidence and help him succeed. So give time there. And as far as the midfield outscoring the attack, my short answer is yes. I think that's going to happen, because we kind of almost predicted that over the last two episodes, that we're going to see a lot coming from the midfield. I think this team is designed almost to score or to at least get goals from our midfielders. So yes is my short answer, Bobby, for you on if the midfield outscores the attack this season. And that's not a bad thing. That's not to knock the attack. It's just the way we're set up right now.
I'm in total agreement about what you said with Luka. Luka is a distraction to defenders with his big frame. And I think that's going to be a big part of his game as well as scoring goals. But, being able to draw defenders away from guys like McTominay, who's open, guys like, De Bruyne, who may be open, even Politano to take a shot here and there. So I have not much more to add about Luka. I think he did a fine job in his first game. Just because he didn't score or contribute like directly doesn't mean he didn't play a good game. I think he played a good game. Now, as far as the midfield outscoring the attack, I will agree, but with a little bit of an addition to what you said. Like I do think that the midfield at the end of the day will outscore the attack, because especially if McTominay and Zambo are both scoring the way they scored last year, and you add De Bruyne's goal contributions to that, for sure the midfield will outscore the attack. Plus, let's not forget, Lukaku is hurt. Luka is in, and it does remain to be seen. We may still get Rasmus Højlund. We'll see how that unfolds. But I do think that the attack will score more goals than they did last season, like if that makes sense. So maybe the goals will come from the midfield more than it does come from the offense. But I think with Noah Lang getting himself in there and the goal contributions that he can come up with, and Politano and how he's been playing, especially since the end of last season, we may be in for a real treat, like one of those Conte teams that scores more goals than normal. This could be a pretty like I said earlier, unprecedented season when it comes to Conte teams. Like I can see goals. Last year it was hard to see where goals were coming from, right? Yet they came. Enough came to win the Scudetto. This year it's like there could be goals coming from almost everywhere on the pitch. Almost everywhere.
Oh yeah, and they might. I have a feeling they are. Rafa.
So that does it for the questions, right?
That does it for the questions, Rafa.
Really quickly, I'm going to go over the prediction league.
Yes.
So
let's give the points, and then we got to make our predictions for next week.
Yes, we do. All right. So prediction game, match day 1. I said 2-0 Napoli. So did you, Biz. We are the only two to get the correct score.
All right.
Everybody else
we get what, 3 points for the correct score?
So we're getting 3 points for the correct score. But we also we both picked Luka to score, but you said De Bruyne and I said McTominay. So we both get 1 extra point. So we're at 4 points now, the two of us.
Well, you get McTominay and De Bruyne scored, so you get 2
No, I said Luka and McTominay.
Oh, I said De Bruyne and Luka.
You said De Bruyne and Luka.
Oh,
so we both got 1. We both got 1 right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get a point for the match result as well, right?
No. We get the 3. We get the 3 because we got the right answer.
Oh, you only get the 1 if the
1 is if you So it's the match result correct is equivalent to a draw.
Oh,
in the Classifica, right?
Yeah, we're still getting it together, guys.
Oh yeah, Ali said 2-1 Napoli, which was a good prediction, but she did pick De Bruyne, and she did pick Politano to get a goal. So I don't know, Ralph. That's because another guy in here said KDB would assist. Nick Gambone on Instagram said that would be a 5-0 McTominay goal, KDB assist. That's all he gave us, though. He didn't give us any other goals.
Okay.
So being that Ali and Nick both had a goal scorer contribute to an assist or an assist contribute to a goal score, should we add a point to that too, or like a half a point, or should we just leave it at
let's leave it as I don't want to complicate it too much.
Let's not complicate things. Okay, but shout out to Ali who picked Politano to score. He got the assist to that goal that she did. Right. She did predict. Paul said 3-1. Luka 2 goals. De Bruyne, so he gets an extra point. So that gives Ali, Paul both 2 points. And then Rocco said 3-0 on the reel. If you guys saw the reel on Instagram and we posted it on X. He had said 3-0, Luka, McTominay, and De Bruyne. So he gets 3 points because he got the 1 for the result and the 2 goal scorers. On X, CJ DeBello at first_half_draw said 0-0. So he gets no points. So you're at the bottom of the table. And then on IG, like I mentioned earlier, Nick Gambone said 5-0. He picked McTominay, so we gave him the
5-0. I appreciate the optimism.
He said 5-0. I know. On IG, Nick Rob 1 said 3-0. Luka 2 goals and De Bruyne a goal, so he gets 2 points. And Capone 13 said 2-1 Luka and McTominay, so he also gets 2 points. So it's right now you and I, Biz at 4, Rocco at 3, Ali, Paul, Capone 13, Nick Rob 1, and Gambone with 2 points, and CJ with 0. So there's the results from this week. Week 2, Napoli-Cagliari. Cagliari just bagged the last minute Luperto, actually, old guy Luperto, equalizer against Fiorentina this week. So they come in with 1 point. But we're at the Maradona, and who knows what the hell we're gonna line up as. I think it's crazy to think about what we're gonna line up as.
It's gonna be something. Whatever it is, it's gonna work because I think we're gonna get 3 goals from it. My score prediction: 3-0. 3-0.
3-0. Okay.
3-0.
So I'm gonna say. I hate to have us giving up a goal, but I'm gonna say 3-1.
3-1. So you at least you'll think we'll get 3 goals as well.
I think 3 goals is, and I'm gonna go Di Lorenzo. I'm gonna go Di Lorenzo, McTominay, and Politano.
Di Lorenzo, Politano, and McTominay. Okay. I have. I'm gonna go a little different route. Rafa, 3 goals, and I'm gonna say Luka. I'm gonna say Luka again as one of the goal scorers because I still believe that he's gonna get a crazy cross and head it right in, or he's gonna be backdoor somewhere, or rebound, just sticking out his leg, getting something in there.
Okay.
I think the next goal scorer is Anguissa. I'm gonna give one to Anguissa, and oh boy, man. See, if I pick McTominay, I would almost give McTominay 2 goals. Will McTominay score again? Very possible, but I think De Bruyne is gonna have back-to-back goals. I think he's gonna get really excited to be in São Paulo. I think Anguissa is going to be real charged to be in São Paulo. And I think Luka is just going to finally get some type of service to score. So 3-0, Luka, Anguissa, De Bruyne for the goals.
Okay.
There
So we each have 3 different goal scorers.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's see what happens.
Let's see. I'm excited.
Get your predictions in. Get your predictions in,
guys. All right.
Did you bet anything this week?
No, I didn't. But there was a few out there.
We should rant bets. We should start rant bets here. We won't do it this week because I don't have it. Okay. I know we have it in the Discord, but maybe we should throw it as part of the show. Maybe we'll do a short.
Take our predictions and put like $1.
I almost did yesterday, and I would have won a lot of money, but I didn't do it.
Man, maybe we'll put our money where our mouth is.
Maybe we'll put our money where our mouth is for this week.
And
next week we'll start a proper rant bets predictions. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I want to take some thought. I wanted to have some thought behind a bet. No,
but I think we should bet whatever we say here on the show. We should
bet what we say here on the show, but also make an educated bet. Like we're predicting, and then we make a smart bet too. So I think we'll do that. Maybe we'll do like a short or something for bets. I don't know.
Okay.
But
all right.
I'm all in on that this year.
Okay.
So.
All right. Cool. All right.
3-1.
3-1.
We give up a goal.
We don't give up any goals. Not in the São Paulo.
Stupid goal. Some stupid goal we give up.
Some botch in defense leading to a shot.
Yeah. Some dumb goal.
Well, if Meret starts, I think we're gonna be it's gonna be a shutout.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Rafa, great show as always.
Sir.
Thank you to all our listeners. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. Napoli on the home opener against Cagliari. Guys, don't forget, if you have a meet and you want to put it up on, if a club meet anywhere in the world and you want to put it up on the cncusa.org website, please do. I try to find everybody's thing and put it on anyway, but if you have something, help us out. Send me the information via our email or our contact form through the website, and we'll definitely get it up for you guys. But Rafa, until then, Forza Napoli sempre.
Sempre, campioni d'Italia again.